Hey friends, it's Len here from 1A Auto. So today in the studio I have a 2007 Toyota Tundra. I wanted to go over some of the top money-saving repairs that you can do on your own in your driveway. Let's get started. So let's get right under the hood, and the first thing we're going to talk about is the radiator on this. After you have it completely drained and the fan shroud off of here, you're going to go ahead and remove the 4 mounting bolts that hold it to the body of the truck. There should be 2 up along the top, 1 on each side, and then 2 along the bottom as well. After that, all the hoses are off already, of course. Just go ahead and slide it right up and out, and then recycle it. Grab your new one, slide it in, and reverse the process. Now these Tundras have a big old V8 5.7 liter engine. That means they're going to have 8 cylinders, which also means they're going to have 8 ignition coils and 8 spark plugs that sit right like this. Essentially, the spark plugs are going to wear out approximately every 120,000 miles, so that's something that you're going to have to replace pretty much religiously, at least 3 times throughout the life of this vehicle. Other than that, the coils. Coils can typically last for a very long time, but if they do go bad, you're going to want to replace not just one, but generally you'd replace them all at the same time, which can be a little costly, but they're very easy to do. There's going to be 1 mounting bolt up along the top here that holds it to your valve cover, and then of course there's going to be some wiring that leads to it. Just go ahead and disconnect that wiring, remove the bolt, and then slip that coil right up and off. After that, you can access the spark plug, which is located inside the engine, and it's very simple to get to. Something else you're going to want to pay attention to is your mass airflow sensor. That's going to be located on your air inlet tube right here. It's in between your air filter and of course the engine. What it's going to do is measure the amount of air getting drawn into your engine so your truck's computer can analyze that and make sure that it matches the proper amount of fuel for proper combustion. Of course, if you run your air filter very dirty, there's always a possibility that dirt and debris could make its way by the air filter, and it's going to contaminate this mass airflow sensor. You might find that you have a code that comes up on your little scanner there, and it says that you have an issue with the mass airflow. If that's the case, just go ahead and disconnect the wiring, unbolt it from this, and then inspect it. If it looks like it's black or dirty in any way, the first thing I would do is just go ahead and clean it down. But don't use like a parts cleaner or anything like that. You want to make sure that you use a specific mass airflow sensor cleaner. You can get it pretty much anywhere. Now the next thing we're going to talk about is the brakes on this. This is going to be very simple to do. You just go ahead and remove the wheel, and then of course you're going to want to remove the caliper from this area, and then you can just pop that rotor right off of there. To remove the pads from the caliper, there's some clips right along here. You go ahead and remove the clips, you can slide out these pins, and then remove the pads from the caliper. It's all very simple. And these have quad piston calipers, so you're going to have to make sure you push in all 4 of those pistons at the same time. And if you ask me, with a big heavy truck like this, I would go with drilled and slotted rotors. Since we have the wheel off, let's also talk about suspension and steering. Right along here is your tie rod ends. You have your outer tie rod end and then your inner tie rod end. These are both very simple to replace. The outer is going to be more simple. You just go ahead and spin this a little bit so it breaks free. Remove this nut right along here, then give this a couple bonks. This will come off, and then you count the spins as you remove it. When you go to install the brand new outer tie rod end, you just go ahead and turn that new one on, the same amount of threads that you removed the original from. To do the inner, of course, you'd have to remove the outer first, and then you just come right in here, remove this part of the boot from the rack, unscrew that, screw it back in, and then of course put the outer tie rod back on. Either way you go, you're going to want to make sure you get a 4-wheel alignment afterward. Next, we're going to talk about sway bar links and sway bar bushings. The sway bar links are going to be located here, and it's going to go in between the control arm and the sway bar itself. There's 1 bolt that goes through the bottom area here, and then there's a mounting nut up here. You can just easily remove the pair of those and then remove your sway bar link. When you replace these, you replace them as a pair. Also, you have bushings up here. Those bushings are going to hold the sway bar to the frame. If yours looks like ours does right here, which is in very, very poor condition, you need to replace that. There's 2 mounting bolts for that, 1 here and 1 there. Just go ahead and release those, remove this bracket, and then replace the rubber insert. Replace them as a pair as well. Now we're going to move to the upper control arm. This is going to be something that's very simple. You can just remove this nut right along here, give this a couple bonks. We're going to remove this mounting nut for the ABS wire, and then of course you're going to remove this bolt. Now this is a very long bolt. It comes through from right here, goes all the way through to the back. So you need to remove this nut and then bring this bolt all the way through, and it's going to come up and into the engine compartment. After that, just go ahead and slide this out of here, compare it to your new one, slide in the new one, and then reverse the process. Since we're right here, we're also going to talk about the front strut. You have mounting hardware on the bottom and of course along the top. To remove this, it's not necessarily the hardest thing to do, but of course it's not necessarily the easiest thing to do. But something that is very easy is the rear shocks. Let's talk about those. Now the rear shocks on this are going to be very easy. You have 1 mounting bolt that comes across right here, and then up along the top you have the shaft that comes from the shock. You're going to just go ahead and remove that nut, and then you can slide this right out of here and replace it. Do them as a pair. Now, most commonly, these trucks are going to come with 4-wheel drive. So you're going to have a rear differential, a transfer case in the center, and then a front differential. If you have only rear-wheel drive, you'll only have a rear differential. What I'm going to get to, though, is to drain and fill it. The first thing you would want to do is pull this plug right along here. That's the fill plug. You want to make sure that that comes out. After that, you come right down here to the drain plug and then drain out all the fluid into a collection receptacle. And then of course you just go ahead and plug it back up and then fill it with the proper fluid. The process would be approximately the same for the transfer case and for the front differential as well. Okay friends, that's pretty much what I've got for you for top money-saving repairs on this 07 Toyota Tundra. I hope this video helped you out along the way. I hope you liked the video. If you did, smash on the like button for me. It means the world. While you're at it, go ahead and subscribe, ring the bell. That way there you can be kept up with all of our latest content. Thanks.